You know, in the world of sport, you've got athletes who play the game. Then you have some who completely change it. But then there's a very, very rare few who just rule it. They rule it with an aura of pure intimidation. Today, we're talking about one of those legends, Viv Richards.
All right, I want you to picture the scene. The noise from thousands of fans is just absolutely deafening. Every single person is on the edge of their seat, and you can just feel the pressure building.
And out there in the middle, a bowler is about to launch a rock-hard cricket ball at insane speeds. We're talking nearly 100 miles an hour, aimed right at the batsman. Honestly, your first instinct is just survival.
But the man waiting for it, he's not wearing a helmet. Not for protection. Nope. He's just standing there, cool as you like, slowly chewing gum and staring down the bowler with this unsettling calm.
This quote just nails his whole mindset. He looked offended. Think about that. It wasn't just confidence. It was this deep, unshakable belief that he was so dominant, the contest was already over before the ball was even bowled.
That man, of course, was Viv Richards. And his story isn't just about scoring runs or breaking records. It's about the aura of a man who genuinely seemed to have no fear at all. So, how does one person get that kind of psychological power over an entire sport? Well, to really understand that, we've got to go right back to the beginning.
You see, that attitude wasn't just born on a cricket pitch. It was forged in the fire of resistance and the pride of where he came from.
Isaac Vivian Alexander Richards was born on the small Caribbean island of Antigua. He learned the game right there in the streets. And from his earliest days, he wasn't just playing to take part. He was developing a style that was all about total domination. And this part is so important. For the West Indies in that era, cricket was way more than just a game. It was a symbolic battlefield. It was a chance for these post-colonial nations to stand up and prove they were not just equal to, but better than their former rulers like England. Every single run was a statement.
So, with all that fire inside him, Richards took his unique style of cricket to the one place it meant the most to make a statement: England.
And he didn't just survive in the notoriously difficult English conditions, he absolutely thrived. His aggressive, in-your-face style was nothing short of revolutionary, and he immediately became the superstar that everyone had to see. And if you want proof, look no further. In the summer of 1976, he put on one of the most dominant performances in the history of the sport. Against England, he scored a jaw-dropping 829 runs in just 4 matches. It was a complete demolition job. And he wasn't just a master of the traditional, long-form game. Oh no. He totally revolutionized the shorter one-day format too. And on the biggest stage of all, the 1979 World Cup final, he delivered an unbeaten masterclass to win the trophy for the West Indies.
But here's the thing. Richards wasn't a solo act. He was the fearsome, beating heart of one of the most dominant teams in the history of any sport.
For over a decade, this West Indies team was just an unstoppable force of nature. They had this explosive batting, led by Richards, and a bowling attack that was, frankly, the stuff of nightmares.
Their bowling attack was a true intimidation engine. I mean, these weren't just fast bowlers, these were legends. Names like Marshall, Holding, Garner, and Roberts. They struck fear into every single batsman they faced, and it was the perfect complement to Viv's own brand of dominance.
But to judge Viv Richards just by his statistics, as incredible as they are, is to completely miss the point. The numbers don't even tell half the story of his real impact.
The numbers are amazing, don't get me wrong. Over 8,000 runs in tests, nearly 7,000 in one-dayers, all scored at a blistering pace. But his real legacy? That was something you could never measure. It was the swagger, the absolute total fearlessness, and the psychological warfare he won every single time he walked out there.
A quote from our source material just captures it perfectly. He didn't just play cricket, he ruled it. He wasn't just a participant in the game, he was its master. He bent every single match, every bowler, every moment to his will.
And for the opposition, that was the terrifying reality. The moment they saw him stride to the crease with that confident walk, that relaxed posture, that casual chewing of the gum, the game had already shifted. The battle was already lost.
And that really leaves us with a fascinating question, doesn't it? What truly defines greatness? Is it just what the scoreboard says, or is it something deeper? That intangible presence that lets you defeat your opponent before the real contest even begins?